person you love most in this world is also the person who brings out your absolute worst. In Jungian psychology, that isn't a failure of the connection. It's the point of it. Today, we're going inside the shadow mirror. I'm going to show you why your twin flame triggers the exact parts of you that you've spent a lifetime hiding. And by the end, I'll give you the shadow dialogue, a specific way to talk back to your triggers so they stop controlling your connection and start fueling your evolution. Part 1. What the shadow actually is. Carl Jung spent 40 years studying the unconscious mind, and one of his most important discoveries was this: the parts of yourself you reject don't disappear, they go underground. He called this collection of buried traits the shadow. The shadow isn't evil, it's the unlived life, the anger you were told was too much, the neediness you learned to hide, the ambition that was shamed out of you, every trait you suppressed to be safe, good, or lovable as a child. It didn't die. It went into the shadow, and it has been running your relationships ever since, invisibly and without your permission. Jung wrote that we do not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The shadow doesn't want to destroy you, it wants to be seen. Part 2. Why the twin flame specifically activates the shadow. Most relationships allow you to maintain your defenses. You present the version of yourself that is acceptable, and the other person never gets close enough to see underneath. The twin flame connection doesn't allow this. The soul recognition in this bond is so deep and so immediate that your ego's defenses drop before you can stop them. And when the defenses drop, the shadow rushes up with the full weight of everything you've been carrying since childhood. When they go silent, it triggers your shadow's fear of abandonment. When you pursue, it triggers their shadow's fear of being consumed. You aren't fighting each other. You are each fighting the unlived parts of yourselves, projected onto the person standing closest. Jung called this projection. And the twin flame connection is the most powerful projection screen most people will ever encounter. Part 3. The 3 most common shadow triggers. Trigger 1. The unworthy shadow. When they pull away, you feel like you aren't enough. This is the inner child wound, the part of you that decided early in life that love was conditional. Their withdrawal didn't create this belief, it revealed it. Trigger 2. The control shadow. The compulsive need to fix, manage, or monitor the connection to feel safe. This isn't love operating. It's a nervous system that learned control was the only form of safety available. The connection didn't make you controlling. It showed you where control became your survival strategy. Trigger 3. The judgment shadow. When you find yourself thinking they are selfish or emotionally unavailable, pause. Jung would ask you one question. Where in yourself have you suppressed those exact qualities? The traits we judge most harshly in others are almost always the traits we have most fiercely exiled in ourselves. The trigger is not an accusation. It is a compass, pointing directly at what in you is asking to be integrated. Part 4. The projection trap. The next time you find yourself saying they are so selfish, stop and ask this: where have I been denying my own right to have needs? The next time you feel they are emotionally unavailable, ask, where have I made myself unavailable to my own emotions? This is not about excusing their behavior. It is about reclaiming the energy you've been spending on them and redirecting it toward the only person you can actually change. Projection is not a weakness, it is a messenger. When you learn to read it, the relationship stops being a source of pain and starts being the most precise map to your own wholeness you will ever have. Here is your tool, the shadow dialogue. The next time they trigger you, don't text, don't spiral, don't perform the reaction. Open a journal. Write to the emotion as if it were a person. Write these exact words. I see you. What are you trying to protect me from? That question moves you from the fight or flight state, where the trigger has full control, into the observational state, the sovereign state, the part of you that can witness the wound without being run by it. Dr. James Pennebaker at the University of Texas found that expressive writing about emotional experiences reduces psychological distress within 4 sessions. You are not just journaling. You are building new neural architecture around an old wound. Your twin isn't the problem. They are the catalyst. The healing happens the moment you stop looking at them and start looking at the shadow they've revealed. Integration is not the end of love. It is the beginning of it.